Back to the weather right now. Take a live look up at the mountains, and this is at Lee's McRae College in Banner Elk. Beautiful sunny skies today. Sure is. Isn't it good to be going to class on this afternoon here on Thursday? Pretty chilly overnight in the higher elevations for sure. Let's check in with Tara to see just how cold we're going to get. And it's also very dry outside.
I would get distracted walking around that campus. I think about that at App State too. I would just be looking around at the pretty views and then just bump into someone.
You're just hoping that's not your son at App State right now.
Exactly,
Getting distracted.
I guess it's better than, bumping into someone while they're looking at their phones.
Like we all are. We're on our phones scrolling mindlessly.
Yeah, look up. It's nice to look up at the beauty. But yeah, it is going to get cold up there tonight. We're talking upper 20s, lower 30s.
Oh, wow. Bring out the big coats.
Yeah. Those freeze warnings are in effect up there in the high country, and the frost advisories too. Down below a little bit along the I-40 corridor. Does not include Charlotte. Charlotte will still be not quite as cold, pretty similar to the past couple of nights or so, with those lows settling around, say, 40 degrees. But certainly outside of the city, we will turn colder with those lows back in the mid to upper 30s. So I'll show you that coming up. But here as we look live, now starting to pick up on just a few scattered clouds showing up there up above, and just those fair weather puffy cumulus clouds for the most part, but obviously not producing any rain. There's no moisture to work with. It's so dry outside. 57 despite all that sunshine up in the mountains at Boone. We've got 70 heading down into the valley around Asheville, 73 in the Queen City, and 75 heading down that stretch of 77 into Columbia, South Carolina. High pressure is still in control, so sinking air mass and keeping things mostly clear and nice and dry for us. Nice and dry for doing anything outside, but not so nice when it comes to just the drought situation, which has gotten worse. No surprise here. We now officially have a severe drought in effect for areas south and east of Charlotte. This includes you all around Rock Hill, Fort Mill Zone, Chester, South Carolina, Lancaster, heading up into Union County. With the lack of rainfall over the past 30 days, we have about a 1 to 2 inch deficit. That does include the Queen City too. It's not so bad. We had some help from some of that tropical moisture and off to the east a couple of weeks ago and out toward Richmond County, but still we have another few dry days before a pattern change comes going into next week. Some wetter weather thankfully is on the way, but let's address the cold. So as I said, freeze warning in effect for the mountains where you see that darker shading of purple. Frost advisory along the I-40 corridor north and west and east out towards Stanley County. That's in effect too. Now in the Queen City, we'll drop down to about 41 by tomorrow morning, 70 tomorrow afternoon. And we're going to have another cold one out there for Saturday morning as well. So we could see maybe more frost advisories or freeze warnings, freeze alerts being issued once again. Wait and see how that goes tonight. But as we head into the weekend, it's going to be pretty nice still. We are going to definitely see more clouds, especially by the end of the weekend on Sunday, and temperatures even during the day start to come back down a little bit too in the mid to upper 60s. But great football weather, I would say, for the Panthers-Bills game. It does look to stay dry until maybe a little bit later on Sunday night, and that's when we start to pick up that rain chance. And in fact, as we roll into a good part of next week, we're looking at above normal possibly amounts of rainfall here, a couple of inches. Now this is over the course of the next 7 days, so by a week from now, with the rain chances not really starting in earnest until about Monday, we could see 1, 2+ inches of rain, maybe even close to 3 inches by the time all is said and done up there in the higher elevations. So some wet weather on the way, mainly starting Monday, and you'll see that 7-day outlook here coming up. But lows tonight as we stay dry. Okay, so this is what you're going to be waking up to in the morning. Back in the 40s we will go in places like Rock Hill and Chester where the frost advisory is not in effect. Maybe a little bit colder, but still above freezing out toward Wadesboro. About 41 waking up tomorrow morning in the Queen City, but we will have some of those colder spots again if you live around Statesville and Salisbury, into the mid 30s, 38 degrees in Lincolnton in the morning. Cherryville, one of the colder spots at 37, awfully close to freezing up there in Lenoir and Morganton. And then here's the colder spots, upper 20s and even maybe a little colder than that in the highest elevations to lower 30s. So kind of hovering around that freezing mark up in the mountains. Back in the 50s for tomorrow afternoon with high 60s to around 70 across the Piedmont. There's the periods of showers coming in for next week, off and on rainy, and not just that starting Monday, but cooler during the day. Those highs struggling to warm through the 50s.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.